What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing a Godzilla Explained. I've been excited to do this one. We are going to finally be doing a Godzilla Explained for the Godzilla anime, but not in the traditional sense. This isn't going to be a Godzilla anime explained. This is just going to be an anime version of Godzilla Explained. Let's jump right into it. Today we will be explaining everything there is to know about Snow Godzilla. Snow Godzilla is the version of the character that appears in Shinkessen Henkai Robo Shinkelion the movie, the Marvelous Fast ALFA-X that comes from the future. Shinkelion the movie. We're going to be explaining the Godzilla that comes from Shinkelion the movie, aka Snow Godzilla. Starting out with Snow Godzilla's design. Snow Godzilla features a Heisei-inspired design that appears to have taken the body scarification due to radiation poisoning present in the original Godzilla 1954 design and run with it. It's a fusion of the Heisei design and the scarified version of Godzilla that we have seen both in the 54 and Shin Godzilla interpretations. Interestingly, Snow Godzilla features a near identical design to the one featured in the Gemstone G vs. G animation on YouTube. This is one of my personal favorite designs and is the same one I used for my book Prayers for Peace. I find it very fascinating that this design wound up in an actual movie officially produced by Toho. It makes me think that Gemstone might be someone who works for them. Snow Godzilla is covered in a layer of white snow and has yellow irises. This Godzilla features large puffy cheeks, sharp teeth, a massive tail, and sharp ice-like dorsal fins. Snow Godzilla features the standard 4 toes that most Godzilla have, but he also features 5 fingers. Not many Godzillas have ever had 5 fingers before. In fact, off the top of my head, I can't think of any that have had 5 fingers, so that's interesting that he does. It also uses the Showa roar. Snow Godzilla is 118.5 meters as a reference to the height of Shin Godzilla. This puts him at 388.77 feet. He's one of the largest incarnations of the character to date. Due to him being bulkier than Shin Godzilla, it's easy to say that he weighs at least 92,000 metric tons, which is how much Shin Godzilla weighs. Now let's look at Snow Godzilla behaviorally. For the most part, Snow Godzilla just kind of stands around. He's discovered standing still in a storm. He stands completely still after materializing outside of a ski resort. He allows himself to be hit by a teleportation beam while standing still. He only attacks when aggravated. Hatsune Miku rolls up on him and he responds with an attack and a swift disappearance. The Shinkelion then attack him later on in the movie and he responds by fighting back. And the villain uses Godzilla as a pawn, resulting in Godzilla destroying him out of vengeance. Snow Godzilla's abilities. Snow Godzilla is signaled by the appearance of a thick blizzard. Godzilla possesses a powerful roar that makes civilians flinch miles away from him and can even rattle the Shinkelion themselves. Snow Godzilla is super durable. He can withstand massive explosive weapons being fired down upon him by the Shinkelion and isn't affected by the Shinkelion's sword. Much like his fellow anime Godzilla counterparts, Godzilla Earth and Phileas, Snow Godzilla has a metallic clang when attacked with metal. Snow Godzilla has a fast and powerful tail swipe that can send Shinkelion flying through the air. Presumably it can do much more damage than that. This Godzilla has a super oscillatory roar referred to as ice breath. It's kind of like he's projecting ice out of his mouth, but it's very, very similar to the attack used by Godzilla Earth in the anime movies. It's fairly similar, but unlike that, this one has ice shards that obscure the Shinkelion's vision. Godzilla also disappears immediately after using his ice breath, although it doesn't really seem like he just made a quick getaway. It seems like he just kind of got snapped out of the universe. The atomic breath. This is said to be the strongest atomic breath to date, so let's break it down and find out what it does. First of all, Snow Godzilla features a silver membrane that deploys over his eyes just before his atomic breath is used, which protects his eyes from the beam. This is an attribute previously seen in Shin Godzilla. This Godzilla has a very intimidating atomic breath charge up. The dorsal fins glow and sound a strange science fiction beam hum sounding sound. A large energy ring projects from around this Godzilla's mouth and a massive buildup of energy is created behind him. Snow Godzilla's atomic breath appears to harness both the powers of the snowstorm around him and the interdimensional storm that summoned him. Snow Godzilla's breath is blue, white, and yellow spiraled and is absolutely massive in width, becoming equally as wide as Godzilla himself. The beam's range is unknown. The blast itself is able to lift a Shinkelion off the ground and hold them in the air. This is something similar to what we've seen with the gravity beams used by Ghidorah. Godzilla's atomic breath also has some sort of of snow-related power. Snow is seen spiraling into his mouth when he charges up, meaning that his atomic breath is infused with snow. It also goes along with the name Snow Godzilla. This beam also possesses strange time manipulation that appears to be out of Godzilla's control. It seems like his blast is able to hit a human in adult form and revert them back into child form through strange interdimensional means. Now, this is simply my interpretation of what happens in the movie. Given the fact that I'm an English speaker who cannot understand the Japanese dialogue, there might be exposition explaining how this strange version of time travel works in the movie, but as it's presented from a strictly visual standpoint, which is what I have to interpret it from, Godzilla's atomic breath contains these yellow particles that come from the interdimensional storm around him that cause a person to revert from adult form into child form by sending them to an ethereal plane and then back. It's super weird. Either the glowing particles in Godzilla's atomic breath or Godzilla's essence itself is what causes Hokuto to turn back into a kid. I'm kind of unclear on that. As Godzilla vanishes into the air, it's stated that his particles attach themselves to the Shinkelion, and that had some sort of strange effect on them. So it's possible that that is what caused him to revert back to a kid rather than the atomic breath golden particles themselves. But either way, he's got some sort of weird time manipulation ability that it doesn't seem like he can quite control. According to the wiki, which doesn't offer much more explanation, Snow Godzilla features skyscraper size, superhuman physical characteristics, eternal life, meaning that he won't ever die due to age and can't die from natural causes, powerful physical attributes, radiation manipulation, slow regeneration, self-sustenance, meaning he doesn't need food or water, underwater breathing, enhanced speed, sound manipulation, glowing gold particles that result in incapacitation, time manipulation, teleportation, ice manipulation, resistance to extreme cold, and potential weather manipulation. However, not all of this is featured in the movie. Most of this comes from the fact that this is Godzilla, and so the things from previous Godzillas are carried over into this version of the character. We never actually see him in the water. We never actually see him doing some of the things that are stated here, but we know he can because he's Godzilla. This begs the question, is Snow Godzilla the strongest Godzilla? He certainly has some powers that none of the other Godzillas have ever had before. In short, the answer is no, not at all. Although Snow Godzilla's atomic breath is said to be the most powerful atomic breath, it's not. I strongly disagree with that. His atomic breath features new powers that we've never seen before, but its destructive capabilities are what's being called into question. Simply because it can lift someone off the ground and simply because it might have some strange time manipulation powers that appear to be out of his control doesn't make it stronger than the other atomic breaths seen. It's certainly not more destructive than those. Snow Godzilla is never actually able to successfully destroy anything on his own with his atomic breath in this movie. His breath doesn't destroy the Shinkelions. It has a weird effect on them that doesn't really hurt them, but more of freezes them. And then he finally uses it on the bad guy at the end of the movie to sort of blow them up, but he gets help in doing so. The best he does is aid the destruction of the final villain and cause someone to disappear and reappear in child form. He doesn't do a ton with the atomic breath. So let's get into power scaling, and I want to give the disclaimer here that I'm brand new to power scaling. I have never touched power scaling before. For this video was the first time I had ever checked up on power scaling. I'd ever looked at the metrics and tried to compare the feats of different Godzillas. This is the first time I've ever done it. I'm heavily reliant on the power scaling wikis, so I'm not going to claim to be an expert here, but here is what I learned and my interpretation of Godzilla's power scaling in comparison to other Godzillas. Snow Godzilla has been ranked by power scalers as tier 8B, or city block level, primarily due to his atomic breath. And that means that he can destroy a city block effortlessly. I think that's what that means with his atomic breath. But even that has been beaten by other Godzillas before, so his atomic breath is not the strongest. His atomic breath was equaled by Godzilla Phileas, who was ranked at city block level in terms of destructive capabilities. And although power scalers have labeled Shin Godzilla a tier 7C small town level destroyer, I disagree. I propose that Shin Godzilla is at least a tier low 7B, a small city level destroyer. He's got the back beams, the tail beam, his mouth beam. I think that's a fair estimate. But either of those rankings surpass Snow Godzilla's destructive capabilities. He is at 8B. He is outranked by 7C or 7B. According to power scalers, Godzilla from Final Wars is at least tier 6A multi-continental level in terms of destructive capabilities. This is seen when he blows up Monster X upon re-entry. He's able to stop the destruction of Earth by using his red spiral ray. So there you go. He is definitively beaten by Godzilla Final Wars Godzilla. No way does he come anywhere close to that. It's not the most powerful atomic breath. And we won't even touch the big guy. guy. You know, the big guy. We won't even touch Godzilla Earth. We all know who takes that one out of the two, Snow Godzilla or Godzilla Earth. So we don't even need to mention that Godzilla Earth is at minimum tier 4C, a small star level destroyer. So there you go. That was a fun exploration of Snow Godzilla. I actually really had fun doing the power scaling stuff. I think I'll touch more of that in the future because I had a blast doing it. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I taught you something, and I hope I wasn't totally inaccurate with my understanding of this movie that I couldn't understand. See you guys next time for the next one. D-Man, out.